Palworld has taken the world by storm. The game offers a distinct world filled with over 138 pals. Some are cute and others are annoying. But have you ever actually taken the time to read their Paldeck entries? Some of them are pretty innocent, but most of them are deeply horrifying. And today I'm going to be reading the most horrifically disturbing ones to you guys all in this video. So I suggest you click off now if you don't want to be scarred for life, because you'll never look at these guys the same way after this. But cheesy, they can't be that terrifying, right? This is a kid's game. I mean, look at this guy. He's floating around with little sausage arms. This is the Hangu. It's good for picking up resources with its long arms, and it's mostly known for its rather comedic appearance, possessing a cute ooh-woo smile while having a rather long tuft over the top of its head. What sets the Hangu apart, however, is its description. The Hangu was used as a form of capital punishment for what the Paldeck describes as sinners in what seems like a time in the not-so-far past. These pals would rip the very flesh from the bones of these condemned criminals, likely causing them to bleed out from their wounds. This was also done in a town square in front of civilians. Keep in mind that Palworld is set in a somewhat dystopian future, considering the technology you have access to on the island, so I don't really know what this is about, but if I ever see this thing in real life, you best believe I'm turning to Christianity, because Lord above would I never want to see this thing knocking at my door. The Daydream puts those it is interested in to sleep, and shows them an endless stream of happy dreams. Those who fall under its spell are never to wake again until death takes them. This one isn't actually that disturbing, just kind of creepy now that I know that they aren't just flying around at night, they're instead hunting. But if I could choose to get killed by any one of the pals on this list, it would probably be this one.
Are we rushing in? Or are we going sneaky beaky like?
A creature similar to the Daydream would be the Lunaris, except this little critter is way more disturbing the more you think about it. The Lunaris can control those who carelessly stare into its eyes. Those seen with a Lunaris are in its mind, simply under its control. This basically implies that if you look into its eyes, you kind of enter its mind. So you best hope it's thinking about nice things, but probably not. This is a Nox, and although it looks like some of the other cutely described fluffy foxes you can find in Palpago, this one is far from any. If you find a Nox hair in your bedding, you should leave it where it lays and leave immediately. Picking it up is a one-way ticket to a never-ending night. You can interpret that however you want, I'll leave it up to you.
A summoner has disconnected.
This one isn't as disturbing for us, however, this is the Cinema. Sniffing its scales can produce a feeling of unparalleled euphoria. There was some effort to further regulate this byproduct, but the Free Pal Alliance has vehemently opposed these measures, putting a stop to them. Essentially, these cute cuddly little moths were like heroin for the people of Palpago's island, which led us to mass harvest them until we nearly made them extinct or something, which is kind of a metaphor of what's happening in real life.
He has dropped me. Call police fast.
This is a Robin Quill terror, and unlike their regular Robin Quill counterparts whom hunt in the forest to survive, these guys supposedly hunt humans for sport or something. As it describes that when Robin Quill terror bones are found in ruins, there are always human bones found nearby as well. This is an Inceram. In the dark of night, this pal snatches prey to bring back to its territory. What happens to these poor souls afterwards isn't too hard to imagine. Now, although that may sound quite spine-chilling, wait until you hear the Noct version of this creature. The Inceram Noct specifically targets baby pals, taking them back to its territory. One can only imagine the profound despair of the parent pal whose child has been taken away. It generally seems that the Noct versions of creatures are a lot more sinister and sadistic compared to their counterparts. There's probably a hidden reason why somewhere.
Green, what's your problem, Green?
Unlike the Inceram, this next one isn't really scary at all, but I thought I'd include it. The Tomat often appears out of the blue to flaunt its prized wings in front of other pals. Although it seems to be an intimidation tactic, the pal seems to derive some sort of pleasure from the display, aka it scares people. Woo. Unlike either of the previous two, the Nightwing is a creature you seriously do not want to be caught by. The Nightwing is known for carrying wild newborn pals to its nest, where it raises them as a surrogate parent. This doesn't seem too bad so far, it's just a bit of unconsensual orphaning of baby pals. I'm sure a few custody lawsuits could fix this, until you realize that once the pal is of age, it will set them free into the wild, and then hunt them down. And it won't stop until they're dead and has eaten them. Thankfully, us grown adult humans are safe, however, but I would want to test my luck with this thing.
Hamburger.
The Killer Mari are those little purple jellyfish things you can find floating around the cave systems. I don't really know how you'd expect anything else from a power that literally has kill in its name, but the power deck goes a little something like this. The Killer Mari wraps itself around an enemy's head. sucking out their insides. Pal mummies are occasionally found, but these are in fact Killamari victims. Now, I can't even imagine what it would look like to have your insides sucked out of the top of your head, and I'm glad I don't have to, so I'm moving on. This is a Mariath. Now, these things aren't dangerous until you realize why they're actually near you. The Mariath relishes the particular scent living things give off when they are near death. If a Mariath has taken a liking to you, it's safe to assume that is why. This basically implies that if you're about to die, it will show up. Kind of like the Grim Reaper in a way.
The fuck you mean? Nah.
This next pal is a pal I've never actually seen in game before, and now I wish to never see it. Well, ever. This is the Mena Sting, and although it looks like another Skarner rework,
Feel my sting!
this guy has one of the most menacing and cruel stories on this list. Being made of pure energy, its insides are completely hollow. This pal crams still living prey into its hollow body, where it absorbs them. Hellish screams of pain can often be heard coming from inside this pal. I don't really need to say much about this guy, but dear lord.
Wake your ass up because it's time to go beast mode.
This is a Relaxosaurus. If you've played palworld for quite some time, you'll probably already understand this one, but here it goes. Contrary to its blasé appearance, it's quite ferocious. It perceives everything in sight as prey and will stop at nothing to devour it. I guess they're just taking this trait on from their ancestors, which don't look so cute, but whatever. This is a Bushi. Early game you can find this guy inside of a dungeon and they're pretty cool until you realize what they're actually capable of. The Bushi's body becomes a blade upon death, to be taken up by the next generation. If someone other than a Bushi wields this blade, the soul within torments them until they're driven mad. So to any pal explorers out there, if you see a dead Bushi, don't touch the sword.
Number 15. Burger King foot lettuce.
And finally, this is the Hellzephyr. Yes, this bird-looking thing with Daydream-like effects coming out of the top of its head is the most downright terrifying creature in all of Palworld. The Hellzephyr boasts a quite short but tense power deck entry that goes a little something like this. The Hellzephyr calls forth lightning from the depths of hell. One who dies from a Hellzephyr's inferno is sure to be sent to the underworld. This basically confirms that hell is indeed canon in the Palworld universe. The fact that any Lambo you kill may have been sent to Lucifer himself is quite terrifying. And yes, there are pals roaming around that have the capability of striking someone so powerfully it sends them straight there. Anyways, that was the most disturbing power deck entries that I could find. If you know of any more, comment them down below, because some are actually really interesting to read. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to leave a like and subscribe for more Palworld or similar content. Hopefully not as disturbing as this one.